Hello, everyone, and welcome to an exciting panel discussion on strategic hiring, industry best practices for recruiting and retaining military veterans. I am Rutuja Joshi, Talent Acquisition Specialist at Ekam. Today, we will explore various aspects of recruiting and retaining military veterans in the private sector. Our goal is to provide actionable insights that can benefit both employees and veterans alike. We are honored to have a diverse group of experts with us today who will share their insights on this important topic. Let me introduce you, our distinguished panelist. Please welcome Major General Ajay Singh Chauhan, Shaurya Chakra Sena Medal. He retired in March 2020 as the General Officer Commanding from Jodhpur. He has been awarded two gallantry awards, the Shaurya Chakra by the President of India in 1998 and Sena Medal for gallant action at Siachen Glaciers. Currently, Major General Chauhan is Managing Director of Army Welfare Placement Organization, an Indian Army organization which is mandated to facilitating placements for Army veterans, widows of martyrs, and their wards in corporate, government, and semi-government organizations. Our next panelist is Vikram Kumar, Director of Talent Acquisition for Entity Data in APAC region. With a strategic vision and deep understanding of talent landscape, Vikram has been instrumental in shaping the recruitment and retention strategies at NTT. His expertise lies in identifying and leveraging the unique skill sets of diverse candidates, ensuring their seamless transition into corporate sector. Vikram is a strong advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion and has implemented numerous initiatives to support and integrate veterans into the workforce. We also have on board Ramit Tyagi, Director Talent Acquisition with UKG, a global product technology organization whose products are used in more than 170 countries and more than 80 million people every day. A technology hiring leader by passion and profession with more than 20 years of technology hiring experience in global work environments and diverse culture, including tech startups, product engineering, and large IT and digital organizations. We welcome you all, and we are looking for a very, very engaging conversation ahead. So, without further ado, let's get started and talk about skills. General Chauhan, we would like to understand from you what specific military skills and experiences have you found to be the most transferable and effective in the private sector for military veterans?
Thank you, Rituja. Firstly, calling us, inviting us for this beautiful platform, and I wish Ekam all the very best. And your question pertains to the skill sets. Look, if I talk only on the skill sets, there are two kinds of skill sets. One is the leadership qualities, which one looks at, which is intuitive leadership, high degree of initiative and innovativeness, carrying the team along all the time. Armed forces have a multifarious and a very complex role to perform. And therefore, I will start right in the beginning that the selection process itself, we catch them young. And once we catch them, our selection process is very lengthy. It is a 5-day process, which includes your physical fitness, it includes psychological test, and also your leadership abilities, right? And once he is selected, thereafter, he is trained within this organization. I will not, otherwise, when I talk of skills, there are 150 skill sets available today in the army per se. But these are the things, judicious use of resources, lack of picking the right man for the right job, what you people do. So I mentioned he's a comprehensive package which comes with a lot of skill set, a lot of ability, a lot of quality, qualitative potential he carries with him, quick decision making, all these things, what you people, discipline, adaptability, teamwork, all right. Now, these are the skills which every today, even in the corporate people are looking at. But what we look at camaraderie, it's very important. Teamwork. We have a buddy system in our organization, and therefore, if I talk of the skill set here, there are three verticals. One is we have the technical people. The other one is the combat. The third is the supply chain management. I will give a corollary to the corporate as well. So when you talk of the people in the combat or the administration, or for that matter, the generalistic officers, here they are I would say, they are good administrators. They are wonderful leaders and managers. Similarly, in the non-technical, in the technical area, these officers are trained on in the whatever technology is existing today, whether it is engineering, whether it is civil engineering, whether it is communications, and similarly at the higher leadership role or the officer role, and also at the lower level, you'll be surprised to know that Army has got, these technical colleges. They are proper engineering colleges. The Military College of Telecommunication Engineering. You talk of 5G, people may be looking at 6G today. Okay, so we have to move ahead, or look ahead rather. You talk of civil engineering. One of the best runways are made within in the most rugged areas. So yeah, these are the skill sets which are available with us. And you talk of supply chain management. If people can mobilize resources over a distance of 800 to 1,000 kilometers with 800 vehicles together without any incident, and the right item reaching at the right place at the right time, I think it's a beautiful, combination of various skills. So it is very difficult to give a corollary to the corporate. I will, to some extent, I can do it, but it is not only the security which people look at. It is, I think, it is beyond security, and that's the skill set we carry with.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful discussion. Again, talking about skills and moving on to our industry experts, Vikram and Ramit, what are some of the specific skills or competencies do you look for in military veterans while hiring them? Like, are there any particular attributes that stand out? Vikram, do we have you?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rituja. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to join at this fire chat. So yes, entity do work, and we also have been a champion in DEI and belong initiative, and we have been doing this from past many years. So we also have a strategic plan which has been laid out for the next 4 years, how we are going to achieve our targets and vision and mission, in this diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And one such thing is the veterans, like, of all the things that belong, veterans is one of the other things that we truly want to hire people. We have hired in the past as well, in almost all the countries in Asia Pacific. And talking about India in specific, we do have hired many people, especially when we talk about veterans. We do hire veterans in our data center units. That is where we see that most of their skills that they adopt while they are in the service, that is going to come handy when they are going to be part of the corporate function. So be it in the data center environment, and we also look at them in terms of project management. That is where their experience do come along. So although when we talk about information technology, there will also be a attached kind of a technical skills that each individual has to carry. But with the experience that the veterans comes with in the project management, so some of the functional skills has already been addressed there, and some of the technical skills can be fine tuned. So that is one area where we would look at getting people into our company. And also apart from that, there are other functions, be it the support functions on human resource or finance or facilities. That is something where we do expect and we do see that we can hire veterans. That is the potential that we have at this point of time, and we have done that in the past as well, and we will be looking at doing right now and in future as well. So these are some of the areas that I can top of my mind, I can say that where veterans can be hired in the corporate world. So, when I'm talking about this, these are all at the mid-level. But again, there will be a prospect that we can hire at the leadership level or at the senior level as well, because of the experience that they come in, because of the first-hand practical experience that they would have solving lot of issues and problems and on-the-job decision that they have to make in split seconds. So these are some of the things that would help us, and that is where we see that veterans will be able to contribute in the corporate world.
Yeah, correct. Right. Ramit, we'll also like to get your views on the same.
Yeah, thank you, Rutuja. And again, thank you so much for having all of us here. It's a very warm welcome as well as a great team that you put together. So, as correctly mentioned by General Chauhan and Vikram, so I think UKG as an organization believes in diversity and inclusion and belonging. And I think I'm very proud to say that we have got people who are veterans at almost every level. I got people leading the HR teams. I got people leading the TA talent acquisition teams, people in security and facilities. Now, my interaction of getting veterans into the corporate worlds, started about 15 years back. For the very first time, when I really hired a couple of project management officers, and that time we hired the short service commission officers who had served the army for 5 years, and we got them onto our floors. And what we realized, they carry certain attributes which are much necessary for anybody in a profession or a corporate world to really perform and do better. So as General Chauhan said, team camaraderie, we build those skills after hiring from colleges, and we look for those attributes. So they are really great team players. They have a commitment to deliver things. And I think they really carry that attitude to win and solve for problems. So we have seen those things coming naturally. It's an easy journey for the HR and hiring teams because you don't need to train them on those certain attributes. And that's what finally you need, that they will not stop until a game is done, until a game is won. I think so. And right now, if you ask me, they use the latest technologies in terms of hardware, software, and I think Indian Army, again, is very advanced on those tech stacks. They hire the best engineers from the best of colleges. So I think there is nothing that cannot be done through this pool, which anyway carries that discipline, punctuality, great team players, and a hardcore professionalism that we typically look for as an attribute, as a value.
Correct. I definitely agree that the skill sets are so.
If I may add here,
Sure, sir.
was highlighted the skills. One more skill set which probably you would like to consider here is the stability factor.
Yes.
Younger who are more kind of job hopping you get into, but here he has been practiced over a period of, I would say, 17 to 20 years. All right, in a same organization. So there is a mindset, this is where I have to work. So that ownership comes on to him. That he ownership of that particular organization, and he gets so much attached emotionally that that aspect of job hopping may not be. And you see the age bracket at which you are hiring. You talked about the short service commissioned officers. They do 5 years, 10 years, and 14 years. So after, say, if somebody's got into 20 years of service and 20 years of age, and he is going into 14 years, so 34 is the age at which he is ready. And mind you, as for the skilling within the organization, you get our organizations get 2 years study leave, where people do MBAs and degree and other PhDs and all from one of the premier institutions like IIM, Ahmedabad, and all that. Right. So that skilling factor remains with them, and even people MTech, a large amount. I have got some kind of a data, if I may share with you, where I was just going through my data. Say MPhil, I have got about 200 or more than 200 officers. MBAs, I've got almost 600. PhDs, we have approximately almost 100 of them. So supply chain, 4,400, almost 500 officers in supply chain. So infrastructure engineers itself, I have got about 400. So these are the guys who have been skilled, and that's what I wanted to highlight one more aspect. Sorry, the cost of time, age factor you got to consider. What's been my experience, Vikram and Ramit both. They're generally you discard them because of this age factor. Don't forget that maturity is always tolerance for ambiguity is another aspect which you should be looking at. At times you have to take decisions in your organization also. So that tolerance for ambiguity, he's very high on that. He's extremely high. Yeah, he's got a fixated kind of a mindset because our routines are such, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
From our training, we have been grilled into us morning 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock. It is all chock-a-block. So that aspect I thought I must highlight. Yeah.
That's true, General Chauhan, and I think accountability, integrity, and loyalty, these are
Sure.
priceless values that you can take ages to build and even then not be able to build. These people, this pool carries that naturally. That's
Correct.
what they have been ingrained into their genes and blood, throughout their veteran experience. Yeah.
Three things, very right. Three things: moral courage, integrity, and loyalty.
Yeah.
When you see appraisals, all of both of you are very, very, qualified and experienced HR professionals. So three things in our organization: moral, either you have it or you don't have it. One, moral courage; integrity, you have it or you don't have it. All right, and loyalty, either you have it or you don't have it. So there is no, if you are 10, either you are 0 or you are 10. So that is
Yeah.
the level what we look at within our.
Absolutely.
So, in fact, Colonel, if I have to make a point here, so for us, what matters is that how a person can able to get into our organization, work in our organization on the roles and responsibilities that they are going to take in. So for us, anything related to age factor is all going to be non-existent because we do not believe in age. So, and obviously, when we are going to select a candidate, it is going to be based purely on their skills and merit and nothing to do with the age or gender or any other factors that is not required to fulfill the job. So that is something that I can make it clear as NTT. So we will be looking only at the skills and merit of the candidate when we are going to hire people.
Amazing.
Thank you very much for considering that.
Really amazing to know that. So coming to the attraction part, like attracting the right talent, as we know, attracting military veterans requires a very tailored strategies. So how do you customize your recruitment approaches to effectively attract military veterans? Also, this being a very niche hiring, does partnering with veteran organizations play a vital role in recruitment efforts in India? Vikram?
Yes, for us, in fact, we need to partner with the, companies like Ekam. Otherwise, we will not be able to even get the data of veterans. Right now, without a partner, we cannot just go into the market, look for veterans to hire. We may not be able to get one unless someone applies for the role, someone goes to our career page and applies for the role. That is when we will get to know. Otherwise, we will not be able to get one if we are going to go behind veterans. So obviously, it is a right platform, good platform, which Ekam is providing us, that, at least we know that, there is a talent pool other than the normal talent pool that exists in the market, so which we can consider, right? So and in terms of getting these people and how we are going to manage them, engage the veterans, see, for us, we have put out a 4-year plan. One is, first is that, how we are going to establish the foundation for them, and how we are going to address early opportunities for them, and also rectifying fundamental issues and challenges if there is any, and then last but not the least, ensuring continuous improvement and environment that is going to be provided to them. because we know that when we are going to hire, there might be some fine tuning that is going to be required. So it's not going to be a full baked cake that is going to be there. We need to, even if we are going to get a full baked cake, we need to have some toppings there, right? So that is something that we will ensure we are put up a plan for the veterans. Not only for the veterans, when we talk about DI and B, the overall, so that when we are going to hire someone, so we are going to go into the 4-stage plan to assimilate them into our organization.
That's very insightful, and thank you for that. Ramit, we would like to know your views here again.
No, I agree with what Vikram said. I think there are three perspectives that I want to share. Firstly, you need to do it not just because there's a tick in the box. You don't want to do it because you just want to come out that, oh, we hired veterans just for showing it off in those corporate data dashboards. You got to do it because you really want to bring in a diversity of thoughts. And you know the value that you bring in by this pool and this talent being a part of your ecosystem, the kind of attribute that they bring along. So first battle will always be, how do you partner with your business? This should not happen because my talent acquisition team wants to do it, my HR team wants to do it, my diversity team wants to do it. You need to create a value and solution for the problem that you solve through this talent pool for the business. Second part is you got to be intentional about making it happen. One is trying and giving it, but so soon. But if you're not intentional about it, and that is where you need partnerships like Ekam. And I know there are certain other entities as well I've heard about, but even this pool needs help, because they will not be on Naukri.com so active. They will not be, they may or may not be so tech savvy on LinkedIn, You need to reach them, prepare them, get them ready for this world. And as Vikram correctly said, there's a larger part in assimilating them into our workforce and environments, So I think it's a joint collaboration between the HR team, the hiring team, the business teams, and then come the industry partnerships like Ekam, which can be a interface or a catalyst to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, one aspect I will, as far as the talent pool availability is concerned, there are Ekam just we have collaborated with AWPO, like Army Welfare Placement Organization, is the Army's largest, I would say, reservoir of the talent pool which one is looking at. Probably nowhere in the country you will find this kind of talent pool availability at one. I just recently visited. You talked about the diversity DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I was in Bombay in the first week of this month. I was one of the speakers in the multinational companies in Bombay, where I was so happy to see in that company itself, we had almost 60 officers and lady officers working in that particular, and it's an absolutely diverse field, I would say. It was a financial sector, absolutely diverse field, and the number of people who were mighty, excited to meet each one of them. There were Air Force women officers, there were, our own naval officers were working, the Army officers, ladies and lady officers working. So I think this diversity aspect you must look at. And today we are in a position to provide this kind of a talent in the higher leadership role as well. Today was the retiring officers seminar with us. There are about 91 officers retiring this month, and there were 2 lieutenant generals, there were 7 major generals, there were almost 15 brigadiers, engineers, and I asked one gentleman, "What are you going to do, sir?" "I have already got a job," and he's going to a multinational company.
Amazing.
People catch them before they retire. So this is a wonderful platform, I think, where you will be able to find this kind of a resource.
Correct. Like you all rightly said, we do need some kind of a refining and upskilling, reskilling, but it is somewhere it is common to talking about upskilling, reskilling. It in everyone's career growth. It is required across sectors. So, General Chauhan, we would like to understand from you how do military service prepare their people for their second careers? Like, are there any programs or initiatives in place to support this transition?
See, the one is on the OJT, we call it on the job training or making them industry ready.
Okay.
So as far as I'll talk of officers, as I mentioned right in the beginning, that during your own entire service, you undergo number of courses. Like if you take me, I did 35 years, I have undergone almost 12 courses, right from my professional to management to higher leadership. So all three, in fact, I've done a course from mass communications also. I've also done a course with MDI Gurgaon in independent director, right? So we have an organization in the Defense Forces, which is called the Director General of Resettlement. So they provide courses even at the lower level for JCOs and other ranks. There are almost 270 courses offered to them. Officers, they do at every level. Prior to the release, the young officers do the management courses from Indian Institutes of Management in Bombay, in Ahmedabad, in Lucknow, in Noida. So they are from these premier institutions. Second, when I talk of technical, I talked about the technical institutions or the engineering colleges which we have for communication, for civil engineering, for mechanical and electrical engineering college. So these officers, they come in, enter into that stream, and over a period of time, they also do MTech and in that particular field. That is another upskilling. Third, you get 2 years of study leave. And in study leave, it is essentially to enhance or to upskill yourself. So this is one way of upskilling where officers do various like MBAs, of course, people do hospital management, hotel management, this kind of whatever one is passionate about. And the institutionalized kind of a mechanism which exists in our organization is the Director General Resettlement, who provides you courses to upskill yourself before you exit from this organization.
That's really amazing to know. Anything you would like to add, Ramit, Vikram?
Yeah. So in fact, Rituja, see, even in our organization, so when we are going to hire veterans, so it's not that we are going to leave them on their own. So we have the learning and development team, so which work very closely with all the employees. It's not going to be only veterans, but all the employees. We provide them the platform to upskill the knowledge, to reskill the knowledge if required. And also we provide them with training materials. This can be self-paced learning, this can be on-the-job training. So we provide these kind of platforms to all our employees so that even they are our employees, over a period of time, we would want each one of our employees to upskill and reskill their knowledge, because it's not constant, so it's evolving. So they need to be ready for what is coming, so the skills are not going to be stagnant. So that is where we provide them the learning and training platform. So this is something that we take it on our organization. So it is for the organization to provide the environment for them to learn while they are doing their job, while they are fulfilling their responsibilities in the organization, so that when we put them into different projects, then they are already ready to work and fulfill their roles. So that is something that I would like to say as an organization, what we do when someone joins us, and not only limiting to veterans, as I said. So all our employees undergo the learning and training and learning and development programs here.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, so I think what really worked very well for us, we got these employee resource groups for various, so these are like communities of people from a similar background inside the world of UKG. So we got a ERG, which is only for vets, so you got a community of people coming from only veterans. And I think that's what they love as an engagement. And they find an easier journey when they have somebody from the same background guiding them, mentoring them, apart from the normal other trainings and onboarding programs that we have at an org level or even at a project level.
Absolutely. True. Correct. So moving on, let's talk about emerging technologies. Coming to our industry leaders first, what are some of the key technologies that you see coming up across various industries, and how can military veterans be better prepared for growth in these sectors to have a fulfilling career? So Ramit, if this time you would like to start.
I think they anyway carry a lot of new age skills. I've seen they carry cybersecurity and a lot of networking, telecom. Because again, as I talked about, our armies are actually evolving very well with the technology. But I think there is still a need to imbibe the AI and the machine learning. These are the new buzzwords in the industry. But as far as I know, and I saw a report from LinkedIn, the whole world is going to be split into two kind of people: one who create AI, other one who use AI. There's not going to be any third kind. So you cannot remain untouched from AI. I think that is one thing that this talent pool can get onto and start putting into their own learnings and trainings and programs. I think that's going to be really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to ask a question. Of course, Vikram and Ramit both. Uh, you have to suggest as to technology upskilling is, and they are most of them with the mobile phones coming in there, most of them are online with that, but some kind of technology upskilling which is needed, I feel probably we may be lacking, since you all experience veterans every day. So you must let us know so that we can pass it on to our people and prepare them accordingly. I'm looking at
Sure,
that.
sure, sir. Yeah.
Vikram, can you share your
Yeah. So see, right now in the industry, what something that is selling like a hot cake on terms of the skills is like data and analytics. That is where the industries are running behind, and that is where the hirings are happening. So this is something that that is going to happen for next couple of years. And then apart from that, Gen AI is what we are talking as of today. But for me, yeah, I don't see that the Gen AI is going to be there for long, because it's all getting innovation. So Gen AI is going to be there for a few years, but in terms of analytics, something else will replace Gen AI over a period of time. Although it is still going to be AI, but it may not be Gen AI. It can be something else. So right now, yes, data and analytics and data and insights is something that we are going to be hiring, and in industry specifically, this is something that all companies in the industries would want to hire. And then we also have skills like cloud and cyber security that is going to be always there. So this is something that at any point of time, if someone possesses these skills, then people will definitely be hired, because although the supply is there, the demand is also increasing likewise. So it's always that how many people we are going to find in a market. So these are some of the skills that that I would say that at this point of time is really required for candidates to have the skills equipped with. If not that, I would suggest them to upskill their knowledge on all these domains and areas, so that they will be able to fit themselves into the market expectations.
Yeah, thank you, Vikram. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vikram, for those inputs. Thank you. So as we come to the final segment of our discussion, I would like to ask each panelist for their closing thoughts. What is one key takeaway you want to share with your audience about how military veterans can prepare for this transition?
So who's going to go first? Shall I go first?
So I can go first. I'll tell you. I think one thing that I've seen missing, and they're just not for this veteran talent pool, but we believe in putting the same profile to every other opportunity. And that's a very common thing. And that goes not just for veterans, but even other candidates. And I go and tell in the college, I do a lot of events and sessions. I tell them that every role, every opportunity is different, And in India, we have a mindset that we put the same profile everywhere and then we believe, oh, I did not get shortlisted. What we should really look at is you have to be really beating so many other profiles to come out as a differentiated profile and personality. Put that extra effort. Don't assume that there's no one size that can fit all. Similarly, one profile may not fit everywhere, and you would have done something which is really of value. You should be able to bring that out, highlight that in your profile and in your interview as well. Finally, what everybody needs is a fungible talent with good attitude. And wherever you don't have the exact match or exact skill, and if let's say you are called for an interview, no harm in showing that potential to learn and demonstrate with some prior experience and example. Because finally, I'll never get 100% fit for my internal environments,
Right.
But what I may still want to put my stakes upon would be somebody who has everything that it needs and can really do wonders with a little bit of mentoring and hand holding, which anyway should be given to everyone.
Perfect. Correct.
Yeah. See, what I would say is that, for the veterans, that, they need to make up their mind, once they are going to come out of the service, where they would want to land up with. So, because the job market is very vast, so they need to decide which industry that they would want to go with, whether be it in the IT industry or manufacturing or automotive or hospitality. So it is for them to make a decision. But once they make that decision for which industry that they would want to go with, then they need to pursue those skills. So, meaning they need to undergo some of the training, because in the market there are so many institutions that are available where they are ready to provide those trainings to the candidates if they are going to approach them. These are all going to be 4 weeks or 8 weeks quick crash course kind of a course or a training. So they need to be well equipped with where they would want to land. So that is something that they should decide. But if they are of the mindset that, okay, I'm going to become a veteran, I'm going to apply anywhere, wherever I'm going to get, I'm going to do, then it is going to be like, jack of all, expert in none, right? So we need to pick and choose the right, industry and right skill that we need to pursue. Then only then, people will start looking at them. Because if we are going to look at a candidate profile, if it talks about everything that we are not looking at, then it doesn't make any sense. Because for us also right now, one candidate will apply maybe 15-20 positions. We may not know that, whether to consider. If the candidate is thinking that, they are going to fit for all the 15-20 skills that we have, then that person should be a Superman, right? So, and we may not be able to even consider those kind of candidates. So, what I would suggest and encourage veterans is to pick the industry, pick the skills that they are interested to pursue, and gain some knowledge, gain some training, do some training on that, so that they can be considered.
Yeah, a wonderful input you have given. Thank you very much, Vikram and Ramit. I have noted it down and I will definitely take it. And that is what I also try and profess here to the future veterans who are going to become. One thing I would like to highlight, like, of course, Vikram said that you have to be, a specialist in a particular. I would say, in fact, I mentioned somewhere else also that we are not exploring the entire potential of our veterans per se. Yeah, you might take him into operations, you might take him as SCM, or you might take him in marketing or front or wherever. But try and explore their potential. It is only 20% to 30% potential you are exploring into them. Once you select them, try and because he has that kind of an experience, you don't forget he has put in a service of 20 years, or I would say in very hard and challenging conditions, where decision making is a major thing. कि भाई इसको decision लेना है कि नहीं लेना है, करना है कि नहीं करना. So that aspect, I think we have to look at, please utilize them to the top potential. In other fields, what we have done, what I personally, frankly speaking, we have put it into jacketed kind of an environment. Okay, you only handle operations or, marketing. So he has got, he's a multifarious kind of individual. So multiple roles, what I might contradict what Vikram is saying, that you'd like to tick all 15, boxes, but select him in whatever, but utilize him to the best. You will find he will create a win-win situation for you. So that is because in AWPO, definitely I try and tell my officers to upskill themselves, because it is only skilling, upskilling, and reskilling. These three words, I think, are very, very important. At whatever age, I retired at 58, I'm skilled. I'm still trying to learn, taking courses from these Coursera and all these. So I think that's a wonderful point which you are.
Amazing, amazing. So basically, the deciding, upskilling, customizing profiles, these are the few key takeaways for our veterans. And then I'm sure there's always a smooth transition
Yeah,
because their
I
soft
think
skills make
I'll
them
just try
better.
to
Yeah.
I'll just try to add one last point, and I think I'm understanding what Vikram is saying. Coming from the same industry, what Vikram I think means, and he may add on correct, is that aim of what do you want to do after being a veteran and into the corporate. So वो लक्ष्य को जो आधारित करना है ना, that's what I think Vikram is referring to. If that can be decided by the veteran that this is what I want to do, and then they work towards that goal, ultimately they're so good at that लक्ष्य को आधारित करके उसकी तरफ करना. I think that's what has to come out from the veteran side, while industry will give all the help, and I think nobody looks for 100% match, nobody looks for 100% fit, and as we say, interview on skills but higher on potential. I think that's what should create this great collaboration and the outcome that everybody is looking forward to.
Definitely. And their soft skills already make them a very strong candidate.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you all for sharing your invaluable insights to everyone and for everyone who's participating in today's discussion. This was indeed a very wholesome conversation. We hope you too found it informative and inspiring. Thank you, everyone, and wish you a very, very great day ahead.
Thank you, Rutuja. Thank you, Ekam. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.